Welcome back to the deep dive. Last time we were deep in Purgatory's sixth canto, remember?
Oh, yeah. Those souls asking for prayers. And that really powerful moment with Sordello and Virgil reuniting.
Exactly. And Dante's pretty intense words about Italy's problems, the divisions.
Hard to forget that.
Okay, so building right off that, let's pivot to the seventh canto now. We meet more historical figures, sure, but like you asked us to focus on, we're really digging in for insights, for our own lives.
Right. What can we actually pull from this canto for our own journey? That's the goal.
Precisely. What can Dante teach us about navigating things today?
Well, it's fascinating how Dante shifts the scene here. We go from all that activity, those pleas, to the much calmer Valley of the Princes.
The Valley of the Princes. Tell us about that.
Imagine this, like, incredibly beautiful, fragrant place, almost a hidden garden, sort of secluded. And this is where rulers end up who, let's say, they put off their spiritual work. They were just too busy with worldly duties.
Ah, the negligent rulers.
That's the term. And here's a crucial detail. You can only actually access this valley before sunset. Once the light starts to fade, that's it for the day.
Before sunset. Okay. And these rulers, it's interesting, like you said, they weren't painted as like pure evil or anything.
No, not at all. The point seems to be less about active malice and more about preoccupation. Their kingdoms, their duties, they just overshadow their inner spiritual lives.
Yeah, that really makes you think how easily we can all get swept up in the day-to-day, the constant demands, the emails, the notifications.
Exactly. That's the connection, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the first real lesson we can sort of extract here is about that spiritual procrastination, the consequences of putting off that inner work.
Right. They weren't bad rulers necessarily.
Not necessarily. But they delayed their spiritual development, and Dante shows us, well, that delay has consequences. It makes you pause and ask, how are we balancing things? Are we pushing aside our own growth for things that seem more urgent right now?
That definitely hits home. And seeing them all there, these powerful figures, it also kind of underscores the responsibility that comes with influence, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's like Dante saying the more power or influence you have, the greater the moral weight, the accountability. Their negligence wasn't just personal. It had broader effects.
Makes sense.
And then as the sun actually starts setting in the canto, there's this really vivid image. Two angels descend.
Right, with flaming swords.
Yeah, flaming swords, but blunted at the tip. They come down to guard the valley from a serpent that appears.
Okay, so what's the symbolism there? It's not just defense.
Well, it seems to represent a kind of divine assistance. Grace, maybe? It offers protection against temptation, the serpent, but notice it doesn't remove the temptation entirely. The threat is still there.
Ah, so grace helps us resist, but the challenge, the possibility of falling, remains. That's a powerful thought.
It is. And then there's the sheer beauty of the valley itself. You mentioned it earlier, fragrant, peaceful. It's such a stark contrast to all the political chaos Dante was railing about in Canto 6.
It really is. Like nature itself is offering a glimpse of something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a foretaste of divine harmony or perfection. It suggests that beauty, even just natural beauty around us, can pull us towards something deeper, invite us to find spiritual meaning in the everyday, those little aha moments you might get from seeing something beautiful.
I like that. Beauty is a hint of grace.
Precisely. And as it gets darker, these souls, these former rulers, they gather together. And what do?
They sing, right, the Salve Regina.
Yes, they sing together. And this points to another really key lesson here, the importance of community.
Ah, so purification isn't just a solo journey.
Not entirely. It's also shown as a shared experience. There's strength, maybe comfort too, in going through it together, supporting each other.
That's quite moving. You picture the sunset, maybe that feeling of being a bit lost or far from home, metaphorically speaking. And then these voices rising together in song. It makes you think about, the end of your own day, those moments of reflection, maybe feeling a similar kind of longing.
Dante weaves it all together so effectively. The politics, the personal responsibility, the need for grace, the call of beauty, and then this communal strength. It moves from the macro turmoil to this quieter, more personal reflection.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up for this deep dive. Key takeaways from Canto 7. Number one, the importance of balancing our duties with inner growth, avoiding that spiritual procrastination.
Right. Then there's a responsibility that comes with any kind of power or influence. Greater weight.
Then the idea of divine help, that grace assisting us against temptation, but not removing the struggle.
And the significance of beauty, how it can point us towards something more profound.
And finally, the strength we find in community, that we're not entirely alone on our journeys.
Pretty much sums it up. We wanted to find useful lessons for life's journey. And Dante certainly provides food for thought here.
So maybe a final thought for you listening. Reflecting on all this, are there maybe aspects of your own journey, your own priorities that might benefit from a little reevaluation? Thinking about that balance that negligent rulers perhaps missed?
Yeah. Where might we be unintentionally delaying our own inner work amidst all the noise of daily life? It's a challenging question.
Definitely something to mull over. Well, thank you for joining us for this exploration, our 41st deep dive.
Always a pleasure.
We look forward to our next one together.